right, everybody. Thank you so much. We will move right into our closing remarks. There we are. We will move right into our closing remarks. First, let me quickly introduce our speaker. Representative Maria Rachel Arenas is an incumbent four-term representative of the 3rd District of Pangasinan. She was first elected to the House of Representatives during the 14th and 15th Congress. After a stint as the chairperson of the Motion and Television Review and Classification Board under the Office of the President from 2017 to 2021, she returned to the Congress as a member for the 19th and now the 20th Congress. In the recently concluded 19th Congress, Representative Arenas was elected as the chairperson of the Committee on Foreign Affairs and the House of Representatives panel on legislative oversight on the Visiting Forces Agreement. And as chairperson of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, she pushed the passage of laws securing the Philippines' maritime domain, namely Republic Act 12064, or the Philippines Maritime Zones Act, and Republic Act 12065, or the Philippine Archipelagic Sea Lanes Act. And so with that, please join me in welcoming up to the stage for her remarks Representative Maria Rachel Arenas.
Excellencies and members of the Diplomatic Corps, our esteemed officials and representatives from the Philippine government, the military and other uniformed personnel, to our keynote speakers and panelists, to the organizers and partners from the Center for Strategic and International Studies and the ICTSI who supported this initiative, distinguished guests, esteemed experts, colleagues, and our friends from the United States and the Philippines. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. On behalf of the House of Representatives and its House Committee on Foreign Affairs, allow me to extend my gratitude for your active participation in the Inaugural Manila Strategy Forum, a timely and important dialogue. As we draw this forum to a close, allow me to take you back to history and the enduring strategy weight of our islands. In 1902, General Arthur MacArthur testified before the United States Senate that the Philippines was the stepping stone to commanding influence, political, commercial, and military supremacy in the East. More than a century later, United States President Donald Trump echoed that very sentiment, calling our country the most strategic location and the most prime real estate from the military standpoint. This perception of the Philippines as a vital crossroad is not just an American view. It resonates across the region. Here in Manila, more than 70 years ago, nations came together under the Manila Pact to form the Southeast Asia Treaty Organization, o SEATO. Though often overlooked, these milestones remind us that the Philippines has long been at the heart of regional cooperation, an anchor of alliances, and a stage where lessons from history continue to shape the present and the future. SEATO was created by Western powers and regional allies to deter aggressors in Asia. Internal divergences, dependence on external leadership, and fragile structures left it essentially aspirational, a paper tiger, struggling in moments of crisis. Still, SEATO planted seeds of lasting goodwill through cultural, educational, and engineering projects, reminders that soft cooperation can endure even when security frameworks fail. Today, as we navigate a world marked by growing geopolitical tensions and deficits in strategic trust, trade turbulence, and the erosion of old orders and architectures, there are historical lessons that should be considered as instructive today. Firstly, strategy cannot be one size fits all, especially when the geopolitical environment is marked by multiple stakeholders. Alliances and partnerships must be rooted in regional realities and demands, not constructed top-down. Secondly, structure matters. Effective cooperation demands clarity of roles, shared commitment, and credible mechanisms. And lastly, trust is earned locally because long-term success flows from inclusive partnerships, not from outsider-driven frameworks. As we have explored in this forum, we are well aware that today's challenges, like yesterday's, demand a coordinated yet context-sensitive strategy. If the fate of Seattle teaches us anything, it is that partnerships and alliances must be built with purpose. Over the course of 2 days, the panels confronted pressing realities faced by the alliances and the region. Panel 1 reminded us that the international order is under pressure on many fronts, including the one just beyond Manila Bay. Countries respond differently to this fragmentation, but for us, the path forward is a whole of government, ally by design approach where strategy and deterrence are exercised collectively, not in isolation. Panel 2 stressed that infrastructure is now central to strategic competition. The Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment is moving from pledges to projects across economic corridors, digital networks, and energy transition, reminding us to align goals with collective efforts to preserve regional stability. Critical minerals have likewise become a tool of statecraft, with Indo-Pacific partners shaping value chains under strict ESG standards, and Southeast Asia being courted to diversify away from strategic competitors. Panel 3 showed that trade and security are now inseparable. Industrial policy, export controls, and supply chain screening are central to alliance resilience. With the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework Supply Chain Agreement now in force, joint risk mapping, early warning, and rapid revolting in crisis will be institutionalized, areas where the Philippines can play a key role. Panel 4 underscored the expansion of alliance networks. AUKUS and the Quad are becoming hubs for advanced capability, standards and training, offering opt-in pathways for Indo-Pacific partners. For the United States-Philippines Alliance, this takes shape through new EDCA sites, stronger Coast Guard cooperation, and more regular joint patrols, information sharing, and multi-domain exercises. Panel 5 drew lessons from crisis in Europe and the Middle East, with the US engaged on multiple fronts. Asia must take greater responsibility for its own security. Logistics, munitions, and surge capacity are as critical as platforms, and the Philippines should anticipate calls to co-invest in production and supply chains. And finally, Panel 6 highlighted the emerging technologies will shape future alliance cooperation. The United States is creating pathways for sharing critical tech while reinforcing IP protections. CHIPS Act investments are boosting allied semiconductor capacity, and for the Philippines, opportunities lie in testing, packaging, substrates, and workforce development, anchored on alignment with international standards. Yet, alongside these challenges, we have also seen clear opportunities for collaboration, particularly in strengthening defense cooperation, advancing infrastructure, and investing in emerging technologies that will shape our shared future and that of the region. The way forward is to ensure that all efforts and initiatives are interoperable by design, spanning communications, data, and legal frameworks, and ready for rapid coalition operations. The alliance must also focus on high-leverage nodes in security-sensitive sectors, such as semiconductors, critical minerals, and logistics, where the Philippines can serve as an indispensable partner in friend sharing. Equally important is the institutionalization of crisis mechanisms, ensuring that networks in high-value issue areas are structured for faster response and adaptability in the event of disruptions or blockade scenarios. Earlier today, the forum was graced by the presence of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., who stressed the importance of the alliance to the Philippines and its critical role in stabilizing the Indo-Pacific region. The alliance is foremost in the Philippines' defense and diplomatic policies, dovetailing more than 7 decades of shared history, cooperation, and collaboration with the United States. Having said all these, the Philippines-US alliance stands at the pivotal moment, with a valuable window of opportunity to deepen cooperation and shape a more secure future together. Geopolitics and geoeconomics will not wait for us. The choices we make today, whether in defense, modernization, infrastructure, connectivity, or technological cooperation, will determine the shape of our region's future, whether we like it or not. It is therefore essential that we act with urgency, because delays only raise the risks and costs for all. Moreover, this very same opportunity and the urgency that comes with it extends to our friends and partners across the Indo-Pacific. In an environment defined by intensifying competition, recurring crises, and trust deficits, no single country can secure the commons unilaterally, let alone sustain prosperity. What will be needed of us is a coalition of like-minded states willing to shoulder responsibilities together, to share capabilities, and to align standards that will underpin regional resilience with unmatched consistency and persistence. This forum reminds us that our alliance is more than a historical treaty. It is a living partnership among peoples, competencies, and aspirations. At the heart of this gathering is the shared commitment to secure benefits not just for our two nations, but for the entire region. In renewing our vision for the alliance, we affirm our common stake in an open, stable, and prosperous Indo-Pacific. It is the spirit of shared responsibility and opportunity that we must carry forward the lessons of today's discussions. This inaugural forum is but a step in 1,000 more we will all jointly need to take. The region grows with promise and volatility, and there is a pressing need to proceed forward with caution and circumspect. All of us here around this room are partners who will need to advance mutual interests and to preserve the international system from those who would do it harm and would seek to upend it. As lawmakers, policymakers, and movers, the urgency could not be clearer. We must now carry forward the ideas raised here into actionable and concrete strategies. Our task is to translate today's conversations into frameworks that strengthen our democracies, empower our economies, and secure our people's future. On that note, let me thank the Center for Strategic and International Studies for organizing this forum, our distinguished speakers and moderators, and all participants for your commitment. May the Manila Strategy Forum serve as a beacon of dialogue and cooperation. Together and jointly with our friends and partners, the Philippines and the United States will build an Indo-Pacific future anchored on peace, prosperity, and trust. Maraming salamat po. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing the fruits of today's conversations in the months and years ahead. Mabuhay.
Thank you so much, Representative Arenas, and thank you to all the panelists. All I have left to say is that I want to sincerely thank all of you for helping make the Manila Strategy Forum, the inaugural Manila Strategy Forum, a success. I'd like to thank my team at the CSIS Southeast Asia program, and especially the teams at Amador Research Services and the Slayer, who did all the really hard work here today. Maraming salamat po. I'd like to thank ICTSI for its generous support to make this possible. And for those of you who would like to stay for a well-earned reception after 2 days, we will begin out these doors at 6:30. Thank you very much.